going on, guys? For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and you turn on your bell for the notifications so you never miss out on any of the videos that I post. But let's just dive right on in. Have you ever felt like you were behind in life? Recently, I've heard so much on this topic, so I figured we ought to talk about it. Usually when you think that you're behind in life, it's because something that you want hasn't happened yet. But you gotta remember this, timing is everything. What you want to happen will happen when it's supposed to. Nothing is worth having before it's time. No matter what age you are, society has already predetermined what age you should do certain things in life. Whether it's get married, have kids, be settled in your career, change career paths, retire, and the list goes on and on. But the truth and the bottom line is, you gotta live your life for you and no one else, and definitely not for society. So whatever random decided to set these guidelines for society of what age things should be done in your life, you gotta forget all of that. Throw out the timeline and just start living life for you. Nowadays, so many people are in such a rush to climb up the corporate ladder, make so much money. And when you really think about it, the whole point of life is the journey, because the truth and the bottom line is it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to a certain point in life and to achieve what you want. It's truly all about what you learn along the way in the process. So the real question is, who's telling you you're behind in life? Whose standards are you measuring your life against? So if you have people in your life telling you that you're too old, you've missed your shot, you're behind in life because of their timeline, limit your time with those people or completely remove them from your life. So in order to put things in proper perspective, think about where you were a year ago and think about all the things that you've overcome since then. Once you start thinking of all the things that you've overcome from the last year, that's going to put you in a grateful spirit and it will make you appreciate the season that you're in. So the key is to protect your mind from those negative thoughts. Thinking that you're behind in life is just going to keep you trapped. It can be so easy to forget all the things that you've overcome or that you've accomplished when you have tunnel vision on the one thing that hasn't happened yet. So whether it's a career, a relationship, or your dreams, just remember that you can still get there as long as you don't give up. So remember that it's your life and it's your journey. So never compare yourself to anyone else's life or their success, because comparison can be a dream killer. So stay focused on today and take the necessary steps to move forward. Things will happen at the right time, but you never want to rush the process. Rushing the process is equivalent to planting a seed and expecting it to bloom to be a beautiful flower before it's even been watered. That flower isn't going to bloom until it's ready. And think about this too. In life, what would life really look like if everyone got to the same point at the same exact time? Life would be so boring. There'd be no variation. So that's why it's so unique to be able to achieve things in your life on your own timeline instead of just trying to fit in the box of society or someone else's timeline. So promise yourself that you're going to enjoy the journey no matter how long it takes. There's a time for everything. So whether you're at the beginning or in the middle of your journey, just enjoy it. So stop worrying about timelines and being behind in life because you don't want to miss out on anything life has to offer. You're exactly where you need to be at this season in life. Whatever you're going through, it's happening on purpose to mold you into who you're created to be. You may even feel like you've been hidden in life. But I came across one of the most amazing quotes, and it said this: sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually you've been planted. The cold hard truth about life is that we can't see the future and we don't know how everything is going to play out. But life is all about the unknown. If we knew what would happen and when, it wouldn't take any faith in believing. And that's what makes us so much stronger, is when we push through the unknown. You may have even created your own timeline for things to happen in your life. But the truth is, life doesn't always fit perfectly into a timeline like a puzzle piece. The number one thing to remember is this: don't settle in life just to fit a timeline that you or society has set. Don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to quit the job that you don't like just because you're afraid of starting something new. Don't jump the broom to get married just because people say time's a ticking. Because sticking to a timeline does not ensure happiness. Remember this: the right person will come along at the right time in your life. And when it's right, you will know it and you will not feel rushed. So ditch the timelines and enjoy this journey called life. I absolutely love movies, so if you've watched my channel before, you know I'm going to give you a movie reference. Alright, so I've got to share with you one of my favorite movies of all time that has to do with the timing in life. So the movie is called Serendipity. The main characters, Sarah and John, meet in New York City in an act of serendipity. However, both characters meet at the wrong times in their life. So John says, "How can I get in contact with you?" And she says, "You know what? I'm gonna write my name and number in a used book and sell it to a used bookstore. And you're just gonna have to go out and find it. And if we're meant to be together, you'll find that book." He's like, "This is absolutely crazy. You don't meet and have an amazing time with someone and then leave it all to chance." So long story short, he writes his name and number on a $5 bill. And that goes off into the world. And so this entire movie, they're supposed to be finding this book and this $5 bill. And if they find it, it means that they're meant to be together. So the entire movie, John goes to every single bookstore in search of this one book, but he never finds it because it was never the right time. So he even recruits his best friend to go out and search for this book or try to research who this woman really is, but he never finds out. Let's get to the end of the movie. John decides to get married to another woman. So he's in his rehearsal dinner for his wedding, and his fiance gives him that exact book that Sarah wrote her name and number in. And that was the biggest sign and clue that he was looking for throughout the entire movie. But when you really think about it, it was the perfect timing. It was never the right time before, but when his fiance gave him that book, it was basically a huge sign that he wasn't supposed to marry his fiance, and he was to finally find and meet this woman that he fell for years ago. So of course, this would never happen in real life. It's a little out there, but it makes for an amazing movie. But my point is this: sometimes you can want things so bad, but it doesn't mean it's the right time. So like I said before, when it's the right time, everything will align and it will work in your favor. So in the case of that movie, it was all about the right timing and not just rushing into something even though it's the wrong time. Definitely check out that movie. It's an older movie, but it's a classic. So embrace the season that you're in and enjoy this journey called life. So go out and have an amazing day, and until next time, I'll see you later.